because I used to be an engineer. Well, it has been quite some time, but I don't have a lab anymore. I can't test this out myself. Please, just do me this favor, okay? Yeah, just call me when it's done, alright? Thank you. Sorry about that, dealing with a little research project of mine. But I digress. Let's get to this month's video review. Good day, fans. Jay Wellington Rockefeller here, excited to bring you this month's video review. Yes, not only did we cover the launch event for this game, we also got an exclusive interview with its co-creators. That's right, this month we hone in on Dishonored, the latest stealth revenge game from Bethesda and Arkane Studios. Can it live up to its spiritual predecessors like Deus Ex, or should it have stayed hidden in the shadows?
Dishonored follows the story of Corvo, royal bodyguard who's been framed for the murder of the Empress. After a short spell in prison, he escapes and works with a group of renegades to bring the conspirators of Her Highness's murder to justice. Along the way, he gains supernatural powers from a figure only known as the Outsider. Armed with stealth and a bevy of weapons and powers, Corvo fights his way through a rat plague-ridden city to save his Empress's daughter and prove his innocence.
As someone who values story in a game, Dishonored tickles me pink. See, the plot is a rather standard revenge story, but what really sets this game apart is its setting. I don't think I've played a game in some time that builds a world quite as well as Dishonored does. I mean, they thought of the livelihood of the citizenry and external relations with countries you never even get to see, and they even rethought bloody electricity. They thought of everything!
You can optionally read more about the land, eavesdrop on interesting, very human conversations between people.
Talk to that nice girl again, the one I told you about. You realize you're at the golden cat, right?
And connect people to places, to signage, to conversations you've heard. It's a bit like Skyrim in that you know there's a history before you arrived, and there will be events after you leave. The game feels less like a diorama and more like a window into a cohesive world.
Dishonored's gameplay is excellent. The controls are tight, the powers are interesting, and the death animations are splendid. You see, much like games like Deus Ex, you can either choose to go in stealthy, if you want to, or you can go in guns blazing, murdering everybody that you see if you want to. I chose stealth, and I thought it was one of the best implementations of stealth I've seen in quite some time.
Perhaps if it was 1999, I'd agree with you, Jay. But as it stands, you're wrong yet again.
What can I do to make you go away?
Oh, make it less fun to pick on you. That's beside the point. The stealth mechanics seen in Dishonored are as identical to so many other games, I'm surprised you were even toting it about so much.
I liked its implementation more. The powers, especially Blink, added whole new dimensions to the game beyond hiding under boxes and peeping around corners.
Maybe being able to pretend your Nightcrawler is entertaining for you in a game, but it got boring for me quickly. And the rest of the powers weren't useful in the slightest. Perhaps entertaining for one or two murders, but ultimately more hassle than they're worth.
The heart was my favorite item. It gave details on your location and the history of the land, with the added bonus of revealing more information about the characters. That alone provides enough for a second playthrough.
But that has nothing to do with the gameplay, Jay. We've seen these controls done better in games in its class. Better powers in games like BioShock and better stealth in Deus Ex. Putting the two together just yields a watered-down version of each, the combination of which is far weaker than its individual parts.
I believe the combination was rather fun. The powers were great, and the movement felt free and flowing, and the missions were so well structured. In fact, I'd recommended this game to anybody
if they love wasting money on land titles.
Stop doing that! I don't know how you're doing that, but you're twisting my words. I was merely saying I enjoyed
wearing lady stockings around the house to feel pretty.
Tyrannus, you're such a
lovely chap who deserves more recognition for his talent. Not that your giant stack of money and more women than I could ever count don't show that. You also make a far better cake than I, and it makes me sob to myself sometimes. So I'm going to go read 50 Shades of Grey and take a bubble bath. Whee!
Can I at least tell the people about the art?
If you must.
Thank you. Each area has its own color palette to characterize it, but it wasn't overdone. Unlike games like Borderlands, where areas are clearly divided and characterized by their art, so much so that it looks disjointed, Dishonored does a bang-up job making everything feel like a cohesive world, but every part has its own individual style.
Please, if you say cohesive one more time, I'm going to purge my guts on you.
Gross. I can't say enough good things about this game's world. Even the music makes you feel like you're part of a...
Don't say it.
Unified world.
Oh, and there was music? Sorry, I fell asleep part of the way through and beat it with my unconscious face. It was so easy.
Easy? I thought it was rather challenging at times.
Well, perhaps easy isn't the right word. Linear is more along the lines I was thinking.
Now there's a point I can agree with your thoughts on, but not your feelings.
Jay, have you come down with a fever? You're making even less sense than usual.
I mean, you're right about it being linear. For each mission, there are only a few paths you can take to complete your objective. You can go non-lethal or lethal, and there are a multitude of ways to get there, but ultimately you're being guided to a point on the map.
And that's rubbish. Most of the fun of stealth games is figuring things out for yourself and failing until you finesse your way to the goal without being seen. It's elegant and challenging, and it provides a reason to keep playing. Dishonored, however, elected to remove all of that. So what's the point of the stealth in it at all if the in-game Garmin is going to guide me there?
I actually like that.
Oh god, you would.
If you go back to last year, I couldn't finish Deus Ex Human Revolution because of the police station level. I stayed on it so long, I lost sight of my objective and had gone from having fun to feeling like I was on the job. It was awful. With Dishonored, I feel like I knew where I had to go, but wasn't being handheld so much that it wasn't fun anymore. I liked that I didn't have to force myself to keep playing at any point. I just genuinely enjoyed my experience.
And that's the difference between someone who actually enjoys a challenge and someone who whimpers in a corner when faced with adversity.
Are you talking about that incident at the tavern?
Oh, please. I have so much to live for. Just leave me alone.
You were standing over me brandishing a knife!
And you screamed for your mommy.
And luckily she kicked you hard enough for me to get away from you, you psychopath!
The good old days. Well, Jay, I have to go. I'm meeting up with an acquaintance of ours downtown and wouldn't want to be late. Have fun boring the internet collective with your opinions.
Yeah, well, you have fun being a big jerk! No, that was lame.
So is this game worthwhile? Of course it is! If you're looking for a hardcore stealth game, you may be a little disappointed, and if you're looking for the next BioShock, you'll probably want to wait till Infinite. However, if you're looking for tight controls on a stealth game that has marvelous gameplay and a great world, then Dishonored is going to be the game for you. I mean, it has everything. It's got rat plagues and crazy old ladies and deities that come out of nowhere and wailing. We all know how the internet loves wailing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like at least top 5 on the internet's all-time faves list. I checked the internet's MySpace just yesterday. That's where I saw it. Anyway, Jay Wellington Rollfeller here, bidding you a good evening of good gaming.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. You know, we do one of these every month, and if you want to stay up to date, click the subscribe button above. Or if you want to just watch more videos and figure out who me and Professor Tyrannus, though I don't know why you want to figure out who he is, are, click some of the video links below.
Tyrannus, you're such a jerk! I hate you! I can't wait until you die! I'm gonna put you in a coffin in some years, and once my research project is done, I'm gonna put you 6 feet under! Do you hear me? The coffin that you're gonna be in is gonna be made out of cardboard because nobody even loves you!